Alright, here we are. We've made it to the second floor of the crypts. Police say we go exploring in the darkness. Now, you see this little monster over here? This is a fallen one. And you can see, when we highlight it, we see its name, its total kills, and some information about it. In this case, we learn that these creatures have no real magic resistance. They're also very easy to kill. And over here we have some new enemy types. These are fiends. And I think they're demon types. Now down here we have some skeletal archers. They call this one a corpse bow. I want to be careful with these guys, because they will chip away at your health very quickly if you get a chance. Max opened the door to the chamber. He was greeted by a number of skeleton monsters, and decided to put the new Holy Bolt spell to use.
Not enough mana.
Amongst their number, he saw a strange little colored imp. Like all the creatures before him, it ran, and came back when it thought it was safe. Puke rat beyond clean. He raised his blade against the creature, and slew it after a number of strikes, claiming the creature's magical shield. Using one of his scrolls of identify, he sought to understand the magical properties of the shield. It was a blue buckler, and it would provide him protection against lightning. While exploring the crypts, Max found a passage that led into the darkness. Something inspired him to go forward. The dark passage led Max into an underground tunnel. As he traveled through it, he noticed many strange creatures, all of which had already been slain, pierced by arrows, and scorched by magic. He wondered, had someone else been down this way? He eventually made it to a freshwater spring, and he saw that he could go no further. But still, the dead bodies of these creatures were to be found everywhere. Surely someone else had been down here. See, now that I have the Holy Bolt spell, the archers aren't so bad, because now I don't have to sit there getting hit as I try to get closer to them and dealing damage. Max had explored as much of the level as he could until he had found the stairs leading down to the next level. Just before him was a room he had not searched. Something about this room felt ominous and unnatural. He approached it carefully. He was not ready for what he saw when he opened it.
Fresh meat.
A disgusted, bloated, horrible creature came running at him with a cleaver the size of an axe. He thought this had to be the creature known as the Butcher. He steeled himself and did battle with the monster.
The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
The disgusting beast fell to the ground. Max felt a great sense of accomplishment. The spirits of the dead can now have their rest. He reached to pick up the Butcher's cleaver. Large and heavy like an axe, he felt great magic coming out of it. This weapon that had been used to slay and butcher so many decent people would now be turned against the very demons who used it to cause that harm. Taking a breath, Max returned to the stairwell. He looked down into the darkness and realized he would have to descend even further. There was more to be found in this horrible place. Her bow at her side and an arrow nocked, Arabella looked into the darkness. Almost got killed there. I was worried that Arabella's quest might stop real quick. Well, let's level her up and make her a little tougher. Let's give her some more dex. Subduing all the walking corpses, Arabella walked into the shrine. She looked upon it, carefully approached. Arcane power brings destruction. Now, I don't know if that gave us more spells. Probably gave us the spell of Charge Bolt, unless I forgot about it. Our stats don't look like they changed either.
Now where would I put this?
Fighting off the imps and the zombies, Arabella noticed a particular looking zombie amongst the horde. She fell back to avoid their wrath. Brought feast the hungry. This strange, disgusting zombie fell upon her with great ferocity. The slow-moving zombies, as dangerous as they were no match for Arabella's grace and skill with the bow. Alright, now you may have noticed us fight a couple of monsters like that with names. I should have mentioned this earlier, but you will eventually come across unique monsters as you play through the game. And the unique monsters are just tougher versions of the monsters that we've already met. Like that one was a zombie. They're tougher to kill, but when you do kill them, you usually get a pretty good piece of equipment. You can get extra experience for trouble. Okay, here's another thing I didn't think to bring to your attention. Oh, let's kill that demon. This bow here, this long bow, is currently red. It's marked red because we don't have the stats necessary to equip it. You look down there, it's 25 strength and 30 dex. So that's something you don't want to be aware of as you're leveling up your characters. There will become equipment that they can or can't use depending on the attributes they have. So the next time she levels up, we'll probably want to give her some extra strength so she can use this bow. Same goes for armor, magical equipments, and the tomes you've been seeing me pick up. A lot of the equipment you need the proper abilities to use before you can activate the equipment or equip it. Well, what do you know, we leveled up. So, let's power up our strength. Now, the bow is no longer red, so we can equip it. It's also a magic bow, so once we find out what it does, we'll get the benefits of whatever spells are on it. Looks like we found some more unique monsters. Pukerat the Unclean. Put him down as quick as we can.
Now where would I put this?
Soul Pus. Magic bows. Unfortunately, we don't have the inventory space to pick them up. So what I will do is run back to town for a little bit, and then come back. Alright, turns out she had room. I just had to clean up the inventory a little bit. The bows were alright, but I decided to keep the bow that we had right now. One was a bow that did knockback, and the other was a bow that had a greater chance to hit. But I decided to stick with the bow that we have now, which gives us magic resistance and has a much higher durability. I also cleaned up our inventory, dropped a whole bunch of our potions of mana back in town. If I ever need them, I'll just go pick them up. In the stonework, Arabella noticed a passageway that went into the darkness. She swore she heard the sounds of running water from the other side. Entering the passage, it opened up into a cavern, and horrible little creatures started to attack. She made short work of the small impish creatures, until she saw a strange goat-shaped beast come charging at her. It proved too strong for her arrows, so she decided to resort to her spells. Eventually, the creature did succumb to her blows, but she took a moment to compose herself. Then she saw it. A stream of water, once fresh and clean, was mired in disgusting filth. Another one of the disgusting ghost creatures was upon her, this time firing a bow and arrow much like herself. She returned fire until another creature came charging. proved the better marksman out of the two. When the creature had fallen, she claimed what treasure it had as her own. The slaying of the last goat monster, she felt something change. The air felt fresher, crisper. She decided to return and look at the stream. To her surprise, and even her delight, she found that it had become clean and clear once again. With a sigh of relief, she left the horrible cavern and the monsters behind, intent to tell Pippin the healer what had happened. Arabella briefly returned to town and made her way directly to the healer. She let him know about the events that happened down in the caverns.
What's that you say? The mere presence of the demons has caused the water to become tainted? Oh, truly a great evil lurks beneath our town, but your perseverance and courage gives us hope. Please, take this ring. Perhaps it will aid you in the destruction of such vile creatures.
Graciously, she accepted Pippin's gift. A magical item called the Ring of Truth. She slipped it onto one of her fingers. Soon she would find out what magical spells it carried. But at the moment, she was just happy to see that there was once again clear, clean drinking water for the people of Tristan. Returning to the dungeons, Arabella came upon one room that she had not explored yet. Something about it felt strange and unnatural. Carefully, she opened up the door and looked in. She witnessed something horrific. Human bodies were strung about on hooks and poles, like meat for butchering. And with that, she thought, I was told about a demon called the Butcher. But if this is his handiwork, where is it? With nowhere left to explore, Arabella headed down to the next floor. Okay, let's see what Kareem will discover in the darkness. After fending off the skeletal guards, a smile cracked across the wizard's face. He found himself in a library and decided to peruse the tomes within. Amongst the shelves, he found a tome of Firebolt, and decided to add its magic to his own. As Kareem entered the chamber, a wave of skeletons fell upon him. Amongst their number, there was one unusually colored. Bone with
not enough
particularly
mana.
Powerful skeleton. Quaffing a potion of mana, he opened the door, ready to let bolts fly. It quickly became apparent to the wizard that the spells would not cut it. He would have to take this skeleton down through force. And the gods were with him. When the creature lay dead and defeated, and claim the magical skull cap. Alright, so what do you say we take a look at that magical skull cap? Maybe it's worthwhile. Blue cap of light. Resist lightning 12. Plus 20% light radius. Well, not much better than the one we have as far as armor is concerned. But it gives us some magic resistance and more light, so we want to use it. Oh, by the way, remember I mentioned my mindset was repair the items, then sell them? Don't do that. It's a waste of time and money. Fortune must have been smiling on the wizard today, because after he dispatched this other group of skeletal warriors, he found another library from nature.
Not enough mana.
The wizard felt most fortunate indeed, as he came upon a third library with which to expand his knowledge. Don't you just love taking the skeleton archers down at their own game? And a lot of tomes of firebolt, and no other spells. Well, that's not such a bad thing. I mean, their firebolt spells are nice and strong. Probably something I neglected to mention is, as you find the tomes that teach you these spells, your spells will level up and get stronger. So we've probably found 4, maybe 3 tomes of firebolt so far. You know, we've been looking out quite a bit. We've ran into a number of libraries. Ooh, a book of telekinesis.
I have no room.
Yeah, no room, of course. Let's make some room. I just want to read this right now, anyways. What do we got over here? Book of Healing. Oh, excellent. Now we won't be so dependent on spells to recover our HP. Well, we won't be so dependent on potions to recover our HP. Okay. You know what? I might take a trip to town and clean out some of this stuff. Feeling there was no more the wizard could do, he descended deeper into the dungeon.